Yet another game for the Toronto Raptors team where they're awful from three-point range and they can't hit a free throw. And they barely lose, though, by 3, 105-102 to the Cavs in Cleveland. Before I go any further, Raptor fans, I would absolutely love for you guys to follow the TikTok page. The link is down below, or search up TOSports on TikTok, because my goal is to hit 1,000 followers on there, and if we can do so, I can go live with you guys on there during games, whether it's for the Leafs, Raptors, or Jays, and we can talk about it in-game, enjoy lives, we can watch it all together, just an absolute blast. So follow up the page down below if you'd like that, because I would love to add that to the portfolio for the channel. I've got Twitter cooking. And the link's down there, by the way, in the comments or in the description as well for Twitter or X. So go check all that stuff out down below, guys. I'd love to have you on there, and it's just interactive, and I love doing it, especially on TikTok. All right, so let's break down this miserable game. Okay, shall we? We shall. All right, first quarter, not bad. You had a good start. They had go on a little run, get into like a 19-11 Cleveland lead. Raptors counter. They end up getting the lead 28-25 after the first quarter. You're feeling pretty good about yourself. Second quarter, defensively, lock down tight. Now, you only scored 24, but they only scored 17 in that quarter. You hold them to 42 points at the half. You score only 52, but you're plus 10 at the break. You're feeling really good about yourself. And in the third quarter, the Raptors' offense dries up to nothing, albeit it wasn't great for most of the game anyways. But it was even worse. In the third quarter, they scored 20 points, and you know who else had 20 points in the third quarter? Not the Cavs, but one guy on the Cavs, Max Strus. He had 20 third quarter points. Oh my. It's just comical. It is just comical at this point. The Blue Jays offense completely stunk all year long, and they were an awful watch. The Raptors offense for the last few years has sucked. They're a painful watch. They really are. And with that third quarter, where they score 32, you only score 20, you're now losing by 2 heading into the fourth. And whoa, I'm throwing everything all over the place. I'm getting a little frisky over here. All right, let's put that back. In the fourth quarter, you come out sluggish, and they build up like a 7-point lead. And now, actually, I think it got to 12 at one point. Let me see, what was their biggest lead of the game? Yep, it was 12. So it was in that fourth quarter, and somehow you were able to dwindle it down. You get it down to single digits. You get it down to under 5, and then a big-time miss for Gary Trent Jr. in the corner. You're down 5. And it goes halfway down and pops out. It would have been a 2-point game at that point, but now you're down 5, and they don't look back. And I got to say one thing about the last bit of this game. What was that play called to end the game? Like, really? You have like 9.5 seconds left. You have the ball advanced, and you inbound it. You get it to Gary. He goes to the corner, and now Jared Allen's on him. And he's just doing pirouettes in the corner and steps out of bounds. Like, what are we doing here? I got nothing, man. I have no clue. Absolutely no idea what's going on with this team. You don't trust Pascal to take the shot. You don't trust Scotty Barnes clearly to take the shot because the ball would have been in his hands. Not sure why Dennis didn't have the ball in his hands. And Gary Trent Jr., before that possession, was 1 of 7 from 3 in the game. So what are we doing here, guys? We know the Raptors' late game offense has always been awful. But that just, whew. In fact, you don't even get a shot off and you turn over out of bounds. Like, God. Anyways, you lose 105-102. You lose the quarter by 1, 31-30. You allow 63 points after allowing 42 in the first half. You only score 50. You're minus 13 in the second half, and you lose by 3. It's just an awful, awful, awful game. Do I dare read these team stats? I shall. 42% from the field. 25% from 3. 69% from the free throw line. Awful. Like, you're never going to win a game that way. You miss 9 free throws. You go 8 for 32 from 3. And you shoot 42% from the field. It's just putrid. You only had 17 assists in the game as well. It's just an awful game for the Toronto Raptors. Quickly, let's get to the player stats because I got something to say. Jakob Poeltl, 18 and 13, best game of the season by far. He looked outstanding. Defensively, he looked good. Offensively, I thought he looked fantastic. He was really he was 8 of 9 from the field, 2 of 2 from the line. In a game where you missed 9 free throws and were under 70%, Jakob Poeltl went 2 of 2. Enough said. He also had 2 steals in the game, plus 9. Let's read these numbers out, though. OG, plus 11. Dennis, plus 10. Pascal, plus 6. Gary, plus 10. Well, why'd you lose this game, then? Scotty Barnes, minus 20. Malachi, minus 13. Precious, minus 15. Chris Boucher, minus 9 in 10 minutes. And Otto Porter, minus 4 in 5 minutes. That's why you lost this game. You lost this game because of that, your poor bench play, and Scotty running the bench unit just didn't look good whatsoever tonight. And that third quarter where Max Strus scored 20, the exact same as the team did for the Toronto Raptors. And your inability to shoot, period. Those are the reasons you lost this game. And somehow you lost by 3. Donovan Mitchell, you held Mitchell to 4 of 17 from the field. And you lost. Enough said. Enough said. Honestly, I've got nothing else to say. You know what? This is a short video, but I'm going to end it off with this. I'm going to speak for most, if not all, Raptor fans. Masai, Bobby, the Raptors may get a good game here and there where they show us a little something. Like the Dallas game earlier in the season. Like the Milwaukee game earlier in the season where we're thinking, that's what I'm talking about. Great game. The Indiana game, which was electric. Great stuff. And they beat up on the bad teams. They beat Chicago. They beat Detroit as they're supposed to. Great stuff. The Raptors are mid. I hate to say it, but you were 41 and 41 last year. You're 8 and 9 this year. There's no difference here, man. Masai, when they won the championship and all the parade, all the great stuff, what did we hear constantly? We have won in Toronto and we will continue to win in Toronto. Well, it ain't working. You're not winning in Toronto. You're a 500 team that may possibly squeak into a play-in game like last year. And oh, by the way, you don't have your first round pick next year unless you completely bottom out. And oh yeah, Pascal's a free agent. OG's a free agent. Gary's a free agent. What's the direction here? We're kind of just running through this season of a 500 team blind. Make a damn decision. Choose a path. If you're going to try and win, go all in. If you're not, forget it. As a Toronto sports fan, we're used to pain. But if we know there's going to be light at the end of that painful tunnel, there's a reason for it. But sitting here in Midland of 8 and 9 and 41 and 41 last year, it's awful. Make a choice. Make a decision. Pick a direction. I'm leaving it at that. So you know what, guys? That's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video, oh, by the way, they play the Brooklyn Nets on Tuesday in the biggest game of the season, the in-season tournament group play game, which means absolutely nothing for the Toronto Raptors. 7:30 in Brooklyn on Tuesday. Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed this one. Hit the subscribe button if you have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. What'd you like, what'd you not like from today's game for the Toronto Raptors? I was going to say Blue Jays for some reason. Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok. Like I said, follow the TikTok page down below or TO Sports Talk on TikTok. All right, all that stuff's down below. Follow it up, go crazy, and I'll talk to you guys. Leafs Edition Tuesday. God, they're a painful watch as well right now. Tuesday is they host the Florida Panthers at Scotiabank Arena, 7 o'clock puck drop there. And as for the Raptors, they're in Brooklyn taking on the Nets at 7:30 on Tuesday as well. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Hope you enjoyed the video and the mini rant. We'll talk to you guys then.